video we are going to learn product of vectors. First product, that is dot product or scalar product. So we are going to learn product of vectors, dot product, then cross product, then scalar triple product and vector triple product. So the first one is dot product or scalar product. So one name is given as we are going to use dot in the definition, and by the property it is also known as scalar product. So first of all, let's see the definition of dot product. So if we have two vectors a bar and b bar, a bar is a bar, b bar is b bar, and theta is angle between them, then their dot product is denoted by a bar dot b bar, and it is defined as ab cos theta, where a means modulus of a bar, b means modulus of b bar, and theta is angle between them. So this is a definition of a dot product. A bar dot b bar is ab cos theta. So it's really very important to learn the definitions. Okay. So first of all, let's see what it is. A means modulus of a bar, b means modulus of b bar, and cosine of angle between them. Now as theta is angle between two vectors, so theta is angle between two lines as well. So it may be 0 or at most it may be 180. So theta lies between 0 degrees to 180 degrees. See here. If both OA and OB lie along the same lines, then angle between them is 0 and the utmost angle between them is 180 degrees. Okay. So angle lies between 0 to 180. Now it is modulus of a bar, that means a real number. Modulus of b bar is also a real number, and cosine of angle between them. So cos theta lies between -1 and 1. So it is also a real number. And product of all these three real numbers is also a real number. That means it is a scalar. Therefore, this is known as a scalar product, as it is a scalar quantity. So the first property is dot product is scalar quantity. So that is first property. Now next one is if either of them is 0 vector, then a bar dot b bar is 0, as if a bar is 0, then a is 0, or if b bar is 0 bar, then b is 0. So if either of the vectors is 0 vector, then it is 0. And if a bar is a non-zero vector, b bar is a non-zero vector, but theta is pi by 2. That means a bar and b bar are perpendicular. Then we will be having cos of 90 0. So cos 90 0 means right side will be 0. A is non-zero, b is non-zero, as we have taken them as non-zero vectors. So a bar dot b bar equal to 0 if and only if theta equals to 90. That means a bar is perpendicular to b bar. This is really very important property, that whenever we have to prove that two vectors are perpendicular, so we will be proving that their dot product is 0. So to prove two vectors are perpendicular, it is enough to prove that their dot product is 0. So it's really very important property, that dot product is 0 whenever a bar is perpendicular to b bar, provided they are non-zero vectors. Third one is if we take a bar dot a bar, what will happen? So a bar dot a bar, let's see the definition. Modulus of first vector, modulus of second vector is also a bar, so modulus of a bar, cos of angle between them. Now angle between a bar and a bar is 0. So we have modulus of a bar, that is a, modulus of a bar again, that is a, and cos of 0 is 1. So this is a square. So we have one more important result, that is a bar dot a bar equal to a square. Okay. Next one is, using the definition we can find cosine of the angle. So if we have to find out cos theta, then divide this a bar dot b bar by ab. So we get value of the cos theta. So to find cosine of the angle, the formula is cos of theta equal to a bar dot b bar upon ab. Means a bar dot b bar divided by modulus of a bar into modulus of b bar. So this is the formula to find cosine of the angle. Now you can check that if I write b bar dot a bar, what happens? B bar dot a bar is b a cos of angle between them. Now if angle between a bar and b bar is theta, then angle between b bar and a bar is also theta. So it is b a cos theta. So as it is a product of real numbers, we can write them in any order. So we can write them as ab cos theta, and that is a bar dot b bar. That means we have a bar dot b bar equal to b bar dot a bar, that is dot product is commutative. So we can interchange the terms in dot product. Dot product is commutative. Interchanging the vectors also, we get the same result. So dot product is commutative. Okay. Now let's see dot product in terms of Isaac. So if I write a bar and b bar in terms of Isaac, then what will be the dot product? So for that, first of all, let's write dot product of the unit vectors I cap, j cap and k cap. If I consider I cap dot I cap, now here in this result we have a bar dot a bar is equal to a square. That means a bar dot a bar is modulus of a bar square. So if I take I cap dot I cap, that means it is modulus of I cap square. And as it is unit vector, modulus of I cap is 1. So it is 1 square equal to 1. So we have I cap dot I cap equal to 1. Similarly, if we take j cap dot j cap, it is also modulus of j cap square, which is 1 square, that is 1. Modulus of k cap dot k cap is also 1. Okay. Now if we take two vectors from ijk, for example, if I take I dot j, then these are mutually perpendicular unit vectors. And here in the second result, we have learned that if two vectors are perpendicular, then their dot product is 0. Now I cap and j cap are perpendicular, therefore their dot product is 0. Similarly, if we take any two vectors from ijk, then their dot product is 0. J dot k is also 0 and I cap dot k cap is also 0. So take any two vectors, they are mutually perpendicular, therefore their dot product is 0. Next one is dot product is distributive over addition, vector addition. So if I take a bar dot b bar plus c bar, then it is a bar dot b bar plus a bar dot c bar. This is known as distributivity of dot product over vector addition. So using this result, if I write a bar as say a1i plus a2j plus a3k and b bar as b1i plus b2j plus b3k, then their dot product a bar dot b bar is equal to a1i plus a2j plus a3k bracket complete dot b1i plus b2j plus b3k in second bracket. That means by the distributivity, first of all, we have to take the dot product of A1 I cap with all the three components of this B bar. Then dot product of A to J with all the three components, and then dot product of A3K with all the three components of B bar. Okay. So first one will be A1I dot B1I. Now here we have I dot I equal to 1. So it is A1 B1 I dot I, that is 1. So we have A1 B1 into 1. So first term is A1 B1. If I take dot product of these two terms, so there we will be having I dot j, but I dot j is 0, I dot k is also 0. So whenever we take dot product of a1i with these three components, we get only one term, that is first term, which contains I dot I, and that is a1b1. Similarly, when we take dot product of a to j with these three components, we get the term which contains j dot j, because in the remaining two we have z dot I and z dot k which are 0. So in the second one only we will be having that z dot j, so that is a to b2. Similarly for the third one, whenever we take dot product of a3k with first and second term, we get k dot I and k dot j which are 0, and in the third one we will be having a3b3 k dot k, k dot k is 1, so that's why it is a3b3. So this is a dot product in terms of ijk. So if we know the components of a bar and b bar, then their dot product a bar dot b bar is multiply these coefficients of I cap plus, then it is product of coefficients of j cap plus a product of coefficients of k cap. So that is our dot product a bar dot b bar. And if we okay, this one is one property. Let's study one more property, that is, if we consider a bar dot b bar and if we consider the sign, for example, if a bar dot b bar is positive, that means what? If a bar dot b bar is positive, that means this part is positive, right hand side is positive. That means ab cos theta is positive. But a and b are already positive as they are magnitude of the vectors. So cos theta is positive. That means theta lies in first quadrant, 0 to 90. That means we will be having like this, that angle between a bar and b bar is less than 90. If it is equal to 0, that means these two are perpendicular. So theta equals to 90. A bar and b bar are at right angles to each other. And if it is less than 0, if it is negative, if a bar dot b bar is negative, that means cos theta is negative. That means theta lies in second quadrant. That means value of theta lies between 90 to 180. So let's write this result also. So if a bar dot b bar is greater than 0, then theta lies between 0 to 90. 0 to 90 degrees. If a bar dot b bar equal to 0, then theta equals to 90 degrees. And if it is less than 0, then this theta is greater than 90 and less than 180, as theta lies between 0 to 180. Okay. So the most important results are a bar dot a bar is a square, and this one is the most important whenever we have to prove that two vectors are perpendicular. So generally we will be using this, that their dot product is 0 and component wise dot product. That means if a bar and b bar are given in terms of ijk, then their dot product is a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3. Okay, using this let's solve some questions. So here I have written 3 questions. Let's solve this. It's a really very simple question. Find a bar dot b bar. So first one is a bar is 2i plus 3j plus k. B bar is I plus 2j minus 3k. So a bar dot b bar is equal to coefficients of I are 2 and 1. So 2 multiplied by 1 plus. Now product of coefficients of j, which are minus 3 and 2. So minus 3 into 2 plus coefficients of k are 1 minus 3. So that is equal to 2 minus 6 and this one is minus 3. So it is 2 minus 9. So a bar dot b bar is minus 7. See, a bar dot b bar is negative. That means angle between them is obtuse angle. It is greater than 90. Theta lies in second quadrant. So let's solve this one. So a bar dot b bar in the second one is 3 into 7, product of coefficients of I, plus coefficients of j. Here it is 5. In the second one, term in j is not there. It is absent. That means coefficient is 0. Plus coefficients of k are minus 7 and 3. So minus 7 into 3. So it is 21 plus 0 minus 21. So it is 0. So a bar dot b bar is equal to 0. That means a bar is perpendicular to b bar. So they may ask the question that find a bar dot b bar and interpret the result. So finding a bar dot b bar carries 1 mark and the interpretation carries another mark. So this question carries 2 marks. Okay. So let's solve the third one. Find m if a bar is perpendicular to b bar. Now it is given that a bar is perpendicular to b bar. So as a bar is perpendicular to b bar, therefore their dot product is equal to 0. Now their dot product is coefficients of I. Okay, let's write a bar and b bar here and let's then write the dot product. So a bar is mi plus 4j cap minus k cap dot b bar, that is minus 3I cap plus m into j cap minus 2k cap equal to 0. So coefficients of I are m and minus 3. So m into minus 3. Coefficients of j, here it is 4 and here it is m. So 4m. Coefficient of k here is minus 1 and minus 2 in the second one. So their product and this sum is 0. So it is minus 3m plus 4m plus 2 equal to 0. So adding these terms we get m and transferring 2 to right hand side we get value of m as minus 2. So m equal to minus 2. Now consider this question of finding cosine of angle between a bar and b bar, where a bar and b bar are given as 3i minus 2j plus 6k, I plus 2j plus 2k. So first let's write the formula. Now if theta is angle between a bar and b bar, then cos theta equal to a bar dot b bar upon ab, where theta is angle between a bar and b bar. Now let's find out the dot product and magnitudes of a bar and b bar. So dot product is coefficients of I are 3 and 1 here. So 3 into 1 plus product of coefficients of j minus 2 into 2 plus product of coefficients of k, that is 6 over here and 2 here. It is 6 into 2 divided by a means modulus of a bar. How to find modulus of a bar? First of all we have to square the coefficients of I, j, k and we have to add them and take square root. So here it is 3 square. Coefficient of j is minus 2. So minus 2 square. Coefficient of k is 6. 6 square. Now to find modulus of b bar, now consider this coefficients of I, j, k in b bar. So those are 1, 2 and 2. Square them and add them and take square root. So 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square. Okay. Now only thing is we have to simplify this. So this one is 3 minus 4 plus 12 divided by root 9 plus 4 plus 36, and in the second square root we have 1, then 2 square is 4, and again 2 square, that is 4. So 3 minus 4 plus 12. So 3 minus 4 is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 12, that is 11, divided by root 49 root 9. So that is 11 upon 7 into 3. So it is 11 by 21. As cosine of the angle is asked, our answer is cos of theta equals to 11 by 21. Okay. Now let's say this question. Find alpha, beta and gamma if the vectors a bar, b bar and c bar are mutually perpendicular. The name were not given in the question. I have written the vectors as a bar, b bar and c bar. So the vectors given are a bar, I plus 2j plus 2k and so on. Now it is given that they are mutually perpendicular. Means what? A bar is perpendicular to b bar is perpendicular to c bar, and a bar is also perpendicular to c bar. So take any two vectors from a bar, b bar and c bar and they are perpendicular. Now if two vectors are perpendicular, we know that their dot product is 0. So let's consider that. But first let's write the equation which contains only one unknown. So if we take a bar dot b bar c, in the a bar dot b bar we will have only alpha. So first let's solve that. Since a bar is perpendicular to b bar, therefore a bar dot b bar equal to 0. In the exam, write a bar and b bar completely. Here I am writing them I am writing dot product directly. So what is the dot product of a bar and b bar? So coefficients of I in a bar are, here it is 1 and in b bar it is minus 1. So product of these coefficients plus product of coefficients of j, which is 2 into 0. So that will be 0. Let's write that in the next step. And in the last one we have 2 into alpha, that is 2 alpha, and that is equal to 0. So we have minus 1 plus 0 plus 2 alpha equal to 0. Therefore we get 2 alpha equal to 1. So this equation gives us value of alpha, which is 1 by 2. So we have now alpha. Now let's write the equation for b bar and c bar. B bar is perpendicular to c bar. Instead of a bar dot c bar, I am using first b bar dot c bar, because see here, when we multiply this, 0 into beta will be 0. So we will be having only alpha into gamma, but already we have alpha as half. So solving this, we will get value of gamma. Since b bar is perpendicular to c bar, therefore b bar dot c bar equals to 0. Now you can substitute the vectors. Let's write the dot product directly. So it is minus 1 into 2. The next one is 0 into beta, that is, let's write 0 directly. And the last one, that is alpha into gamma, equals to 0. Now it is minus 2. Now let's substitute value of alpha, which is 1 by 2. Gamma equal to 0. That means gamma divided by 2 equal to 2. Transferring this 2 to right hand side. So we get value of gamma as 4. So we have used that a bar and b bar are perpendicular. B bar and c bar are perpendicular. Now the next one is a bar and c bar are perpendicular. So we have to write dot product of a bar and c bar. Since a bar perpendicular to c bar, therefore a bar dot c bar equals to 0. Now it is 1 into 2 plus 2 into beta plus 2 into gamma, and that is equal to 0. So 2 plus 2 beta plus 2 gamma. Gamma is 4. So it is 2 plus 2 beta plus 8 equal to 0. So 2 beta plus 10 equal to 0. Therefore 2 beta equal to minus 10. So value of beta equal to minus 5. So we are using that. So whenever two vectors are perpendicular, their dot product is 0. So using that, now we have value of alpha as half. beta is -5 and gamma is 4. Now consider this question. A bar is a unit vector and we have x bar minus a bar dot x bar plus a bar equal to 8, and the question is find modulus of x bar. So let's use laws of or properties of dot product. So this is given x bar dot x bar plus a bar equal to 8. Now in the dot product we have dot product distributivity of dot product over vector addition. That means it is the usual multiplication. So x bar dot x bar, then we have x bar dot a bar, then minus a bar dot x bar, and the last one is minus a bar dot a bar. So it is usual multiplication, but only thing is we have to write the dot as it is dot product. X bar dot a bar, next one is minus a bar dot x bar minus a bar dot a bar, and it is given 8. Okay. Now we have the property of dot product as a bar dot a bar. If we take the same vector and if we take dot product of the vector with itself, then we get a square. That means it is modulus of that vector square. Now here we have x bar dot x bar, so it is modulus of x bar square. Now here we have x bar dot a bar and a bar dot x bar, but we have commutativity in dot product. So x bar dot a bar and a bar dot x bar both are equal. So they cancel each other, and in next term is modulus of a bar square, as it is a bar dot a bar. Okay. Now in the question it is given that a bar is unit vector. So a bar is unit vector. Let's write here. Since a bar is unit vector, its modulus is 1. Therefore modulus of a bar equals to 1. Now let's substitute value of a bar. A bar means modulus of a bar. Modulus of a bar is 1, so it is 1 square equal to 8. So modulus of x bar square minus 1 equal to 8. Therefore modulus of x bar square is equal to 8 plus 1 equal to 9. Therefore modulus of x bar is equal to 3. Though square roots of 9 are 3 and minus 3, it is modulus. Magnitude of the vector is always positive, so we have to take positive square root. So modulus of x bar is 3. Now this is your assignment. Show that AB bar is perpendicular to CD bar, where the coordinates of A, B, C and D are given. So first of all find out AB bar by B bar minus A bar. Similarly find CD bar using CD bar equals to D bar minus C bar. And to prove that those are perpendicular, prove that their dot product is 0. Find the angle between the vectors a bar and b bar. So for this use cos theta as a bar dot b bar upon ab. And the last one is a bar is unit vector. That means its modulus is 1. And next information given is it is perpendicular to b bar. That means a bar dot b bar is 0. And a bar plus 2b bar dot 3a bar minus b bar equal to minus 9. Find modulus of b bar. So write the expansion of this dot product. The first term will be a bar dot 3a bar. So that is 3 modulus of a bar square. Next is a bar dot b bar. But a bar is perpendicular to b bar. So that will be 0. Then 2b bar dot 3a bar. So that will be 6 b bar dot a bar. But again a bar and b bar are perpendicular. So this dot product is 0. And the last one is 2b bar dot b bar, which is 2 modulus of b bar square. And that is minus 9. And put modulus of a bar as 1 and you will get the value of b bar. Okay. So you can solve this question. So this is today's homework. I hope you understood this video. Thank you. See you in the next video.